Hello, it's Dr. Schmidt here again, continuing on our discussion on sleep and natural ways and things that you can do and be proactive to improve your sleep, which we know by now is extremely important for health and vitality and longevity. Now I'd like to kind of nerd out a little bit on some brain things, a couple neurotransmitters, and their relationship that they have to do with sleep as well. So the first one we'll talk about is GABA. GABA is a neurotransmitter that's like he shuts things down. He's an inhibitory guy. So, for example, if I go to reach for a glass, he's the one that helps me be like nice, smooth, accurate, rather than like moving all these other body parts. Majority of the time, the energy our brain spends is actually on shutting down and inhibiting things so that we can focus on one task or do one task or do one thing instead of everything happening at once. So whenever we're looking at GABA, we're looking at somebody who shuts things down. So obviously when we get to sleep, that's going to be important for us to be able to fall asleep is have higher levels of GABA. The lack of light exposure actually improves GABA. Other things you can do is they've shown meditation, 5 minutes of meditation where you close your eyes, you're just focusing on your breathing, especially if you do that in the evening. That's been shown to improve GABA levels as well in your brain. Other things you can do is like stretching, yoga, things like that, where you're just breathing and relaxing and focusing on one task is shown to improve your GABA levels, right? Now let's talk about things that can ruin your GABA levels, especially in the evenings, when you look at alcohol or other kind of recreational drugs, what they're going to do is they're going to stimulate a significant release. They're like GABA imitators, right? So they release a lot of GABA, but your brain and body didn't have to work for it. They didn't earn it. So therefore, they may work that one time, but then after that, your natural levels in your body of that GABA is actually going to be significantly reduced so that you need more of that alcohol or more of that drug in order to get that same effect. Right? So that's where not having any of that in your system in the evening hours is very, very important in improving your body and your brain's natural GABA levels, right? Let's see. That's pretty much on GABA, what we'll cover. And then what we'd like to do now is cover the other side of it. So typically, when you're looking at sleep, you want to have light exposure in the morning, no light in the evening. It's kind of like these neurotransmitters. In order for you to have the ability to shut the brain down, what they've shown is you need to have a significant amount of adenosine built up in the brain, which is a byproduct of acetylcholine, which is your brain's ability to focus, right? So when you think of acetylcholine, high levels of acetylcholine in the brain, you should think of someone's ability to stay focused on a task for a prolonged period of time. Whenever the acetylcholine levels are lower, that's when you're going to have issues with that. You could have issues with Alzheimer's, memories, and stuff like that as well. But when we're looking at improving acetylcholine levels, it's important that during the daytime, you do a task that involves a high level of focus or concentration. If you're doing a task that isn't tough, it's monotonous, something that you've done day in and day out, it doesn't require much effort or focus, then you're not going to release a lot of acetylcholine, and therefore when the acetylcholine breaks down, you're not going to have a lot of adenosine. And adenosine is a byproduct of that helps shut the brain down even more. So once again, this shows another reason why in the daytime hours, you really want to ramp yourself up. You want to challenge yourself. You want to do a very focused task, even if it's something you enjoy, something that is very focused and you have to apply concentration in order to perform the task. Like even lifting weights, if you do it specific ways, you can increase those acetylcholine levels. So tasks that involve focus, concentration, that will really, really push you, and you have to put a lot of effort, that's where you're going to get your acetylcholine, and your byproduct is going to be adenosine, and then it's going to help you sleep even more. So now we have GABA, you want to ramp it up in the evening. Acetylcholine, you want to ramp it up during the day, so you have that adenosine byproduct so that you can get optimal sleep once again. Now, I'm pretty sure that covers all of sleep. We will see what's next on the list to discuss.